If you follow me on LinkedIn, you know that I post about AI all the time and how amazing it is and the productivity gains you can get. But usually, there's someone in the comments being pretty skeptical of the claims I'm making. So what I thought to do is just to show a couple of things that you can do that just saves you huge amounts of time. So we're going to start really simple. We're going to start just with some text manipulation. So over here, what I have is a bunch of dates, and they're all in different formats. And what you might be thinking is, hey, but Google Sheets is a built-in tool. You can change the dates, and we can try that. And it does change some of them, so it changes these. But these other dates, they didn't change at all. So how do we get these dates in the right format? So we can just go over here, and we can go standardize the format of these dates with year dash month dash day. There we go. Fantastic. And there we have our dates. Now I can just copy this and put this in the Google Sheet. And there we go. Now you might be wondering what I was using to just speak and get this prompt. I'm using a tool called Super Whisper, which just allows me in any input field to speak, and then it gets transcribed. Cool. Okay, so this was text manipulation. Just in general, if anything is not in the right format, you can change that. The next thing is very, very simple. We're just looking for a chocolate fondant recipe over here. And if you've ever looked for a recipe online, you will know that it is a terrible experience. There are a bajillion ads everywhere. There's just photos and more ads and a story about the origin of the recipe. We don't want any of this. We just want the actual recipe. Cool. So my friend Alex, he built this tool called Reflect, and they recently released a little web chat. So for example, what I can do over here is give me the recipe for this chocolate fondant just in bullet point format. There we go. And now I don't need to scroll through all the ads or anything like that. Now, obviously, this is not a productivity thing when it comes to work context. I'm looking at Cake, but you can just imagine any website. If you're looking at a website or an article or anything like that, and you just want to get the essence of it, there are a couple of these types of tools where you can just extract the essence, or basically ask the website questions, which just saves you a huge amount of time. And finally, I want to show you something that's a little bit more advanced. Often I find that I want to extract something from a website. So for example, this page has a bunch of employees. For each of them, they have a name, a title, and a location. And then there's also a description that they have. So this is a bunch of information. I could potentially just do this, but then I wouldn't get the descriptions and it would be, a terrible format. So what's a quick way of doing this? Cool. So what I'll do is I'll just take the URL over here. I'll take it to this tool called Firecrawl. And then I'll just add it over here. And what it's going to do is it's going to convert this page into Markdown. So you'll see over here that it's just Markdown now. So let me quickly go over here. It's taken all the data on that page and just turned it all into Markdown. So we now have this massive Markdown file. Okay, fantastic. But, we want it in a table. And so that should make it much easier to do something with. So let me give that a go. What I want you to do is turn the following into a table. Don't write any code, just make a table of this. The first column should have the name, the second column, the job title, the third column, the location, and the fourth column, the description / about the person. I fumbled a little bit over there. In the fourth column, the about section. Okay. Then what I like to add with big tasks like this is just reminding the LLM to not be lazy. Don't be lazy. Do every single person. Don't ask me any more questions. What I found is that LLMs tend to be quite lazy and they only do a kind of half job, especially if you have this massive context window. They just stop halfway. They do kind of 5 of these things and then there's a ... and it just goes and then the rest. But obviously we want the full table. And now you can see over here we have a beautiful table that has now come from there. Cool. So I hope that that is useful. Maybe there's some inspiration for some of the things you can do. Obviously, I am only touching the surface. Where it gets really crazy is when you just start writing scripts to do things for you, which is very, very easy. And if you know vaguely how APIs work, you really only need to have a super high level understanding. You can use APIs, and yeah, then things get totally wild.